Hello everyone, I'm Tim from Tim's PC and I build custom PCs to suit anyone's needs or budget. Also live stream my builds and repairs for transparency and educational purposes. So if you would like to get an awesome new PC and you'd like to see it get put together live, send me a message today. Alrighty, so tonight is all about me. Look at that, I love it.
Yay!
I love it. So I'm going to be just adding a little bit of extra RGB bling to my rig and just changing a couple of things around to accommodate that. And I thought I'd share it with everyone. So yeah, that's what we're doing tonight. And so yeah, if you've got any questions, yeah, chime in the live feed, shout out. I'll answer your questions while I'm doing this. But yeah, it's just a bit of fun tonight. I'm waiting on parts for everyone's builds. So hopefully a couple of people will have their parts delivered tomorrow. So we'll be all good. Who have we got here?
Dennis says, hi Tim, I'm new here.
Hey Dennis, how you going? Good to have you with us, man. So yeah, tonight we're not really building a new PC. I'm just doing some upgrades to mine and I thought I'd share it with everyone. So first let's talk about like what I've got here and what we're gonna do. So currently what we've got here, we've got a Cougar Panzer case. This is the mesh version. It's kitted out with, what have we got, 6 140mm thermal take fans, 3 on the front, 2 on the top and 1 on the bottom. There's also a 120mm rear RGB fan. And there's also a 360mm all-in-one liquid cooler. Hey Tapiri, how you going? Good to have you with us. Cool. All right. So what we've got the Aorus Z390 Ultra. So I built this PC about 18 months ago, and so the i9 9900K was all the rage back then for a gaming CPU, and just an all-round good option. So that's the CPU we've got under here.
Drew says hi, good to watch you live.
Hey Drew, how you going? Good to have you with us. And so yeah, other than that, we've got 32 gigabytes of 3600 megahertz CL16 memory. This is Aorus memory. We've got three M2 drives. 2 of them are 1 terabyte, 1 is 500 gigabytes. We've got a ROG Strix 3080 for our graphics card, and that pretty much sums up the main things. We've got a Thermaltake RGB power supply here. This is 1000 watt, 80 plus gold rated. Yeah, that's all the main features, I guess. Like, I'm not going to go through the motherboard or anything like that. And so basically what we're going to do, we're going to install some RGB cable extensions, because I've really liked these XPG ones ever since they came on the market and I started using them in people's builds. So I've been sort of humming and hawing, oh, I need to get some of these, but yeah, I finally done it, and tonight's the night we're gonna go and do it. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna be moving a little bit of stuff around to accommodate all this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually reorientate that radiator and remount the block on the CPU.
Drew says, well, I wanted to buy those ARGB extension cable bundle. Looking forward to see them on, and maybe we'll get them.
Yeah, they're decent value for what they are. They're better than the old Leon Lee ones. Leon Lee have just released some newer ones though, so I'm kind of keen to also check them out. So yeah, watch this space. They're a bit more expensive though, so
yeah,
they'd want to be good. They'd want to be good.
Because the last one actually.
So what I'm thinking of is around where the power supply cable. That's this blue one that's currently in there. I want to run the RGB one from the top of where the cooler is there's a bit of room for some cables up there. I want to run it down to the motherboard from there. So it's this extension here is on quite a tight angle. I want to try to like stretch it out as much as I can, so you can see as much of this as possible. But obviously, with the radiator mounted like this, I will have to reorientate that. But it's not going to be a problem because of the side-mounted graphics card. So I'll actually have room to run the liquid cooling cables down, and I can have them in the bottom position. Because as long as the top of your radiator is above the top of your pump, your air bubble is going to be trapped in that top spot, and it shouldn't get into the pump, because you don't want the pump to have a pocket of air trapped in it, because it won't perform properly. So if we do that, we put the pipes down the bottom. As long as the top of the radiator is above the top of the pump, that's not going to be an issue there at all. Other than that, we've got the graphics card cables. So I did sort of want to do this a little bit differently, but because of the orientation of the PCIe plugs on the graphics card where the power goes in, I'm going to have to run these cables this way. And because of the side-mounted graphics card, it's gonna kind of look a little bit weird.
Yeah, there's not really that much.
But I just sort of thought to myself, I was like, well, I could get another 3 of these and put 2 of them together, and that would actually fit quite nicely and be concealed away. But we can put the 3 in tonight, and then I can use the power cable and I can tie them down into a nice flat strip, and then all down there, and then maybe we can look at doing that, or maybe have a look at the Leon Lee ones, because I think they've got a straight 8-pin power one. Like, so 3 times 8 pin, I should say. Anyway, so that's the game plan here today. So, yeah, hope you all enjoy it. So, we'll start by just unplugging some of these things from our motherboard. So I'll unplug the motherboard extension. We'll unplug our graphics card power. Yeah.
That makes sense. It's already beast, mate.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, but it's just this one extra thing that's not RGB in that thing. Like, you've seen it. And it's RGB everywhere. There's even 4 strips around the side of it too.
Yep. Got extra lighting. There we go, there's our old 24-pin cable extension. Yep.
It says what possibly needs upgrading, and then it says random question, are there new ARS X AIO coolers good? 240mm and 360mm. I haven't actually got a hold of the new ones. I've got the original 360mm in my case, and I can't complain with it. It's a good cooler. It outperforms most 360mm radiators, so it's pretty good. I'm pretty satisfied with it. Alright. What possibly needs upgrading?
What possibly needs upgrading? We're just adding some RGB bling. That's all we're doing. We're not really upgrading anything, because, yeah, as Nick says, there's nothing that really needs to be upgraded here. Yeah. Mainly, honestly, mainly a combination of Red Dead Redemption, GTA 5, and what do you call it? Command and Conquer. I'm a sucker for RTS and racing and role-playing games. Oh, Jesus.
Tim.
Yeah.
Jesus, hey Tim. Timmy.
Timmy! That's what he's saying.
Tim.
Okay.
Tim.
Yep.
Then it says, awesome, I played EVE Online for too long. I love RPG games, so.
Yep. Alright.
JJ. And Drew says, so does that mean your rig is way higher spec than what is necessarily needed for those games?
Yeah, yep.
Yeah, it's a little bit overkill.
Yeah, I don't need a 3080, man. I'm not like, you know, the new Warzone champion competing for like.
He was doing so well with his business, so I was like, nah, you need it.
She talked me into it. She admits it.
Nick says, hey Tim and Chris.
Well, I got a heap. I got a whole like box of them. So I was like, keep one for myself.
And Dennis says, reminds me of South Park. Tim.
Yep.
Timmer.
That's what
Timmer.
that's what it is. That's what it is. And so yeah, just a couple of little points with this build configuration here. This is not a configuration that is like a standard configuration for this case. I've actually had to do a fair few like little hard mods to make this the way it is. I removed the 5.5-inch drive bays, sorry, 5.25-inch drive bays up the top there. I also removed a heap of 2.5-inch SSD trays here in order to fit the 360mm radiator inside the case. So a little bit of stuff's been adjusted there. We'll have to, hopefully, if I've got enough room down the bottom, yeah, that should be fine. We're all on track. I just don't want to forget about something important, and then I look like a dickhead.
Tim.
Yeah.
And Jojo says, hey Tim, what's your thoughts on strong cables?
There's some new, like I said before, there's some new Liam Lee cables that are out. I really
don't like the other ones.
The other ones
Just,
I'm not a fan of. I don't use them in people's builds because it takes too long to
They're
actually.
not as bright as the other ones.
No, but the new, I believe the new ones are like them going, okay, we see that our first ones were a little bit shit. Here's our next attempt, kind of thing.
And Jojo says, Liam Lee Strama plus 888 pin GPU extension cables that I like.
Yeah, they're the new ones, the 888 pin extension.
Hey, they look like your GPU. XPU.
Yeah. Okay, can I do this without...
Tim.
Yeah.
It shows some bright, but yeah, I don't see what they've done there.
What?
They're like run kind of like a white plastic looking thing.
That's just like the XPG ones,
Yeah.
isn't it? Pick them up, you got one there.
Yeah. No, that one's got more plastic on it, the army ones. That would reflect the light better.
Okay, so I've got to disconnect these proprietary RGB connectors. It's a little bit of a pain in the ass.
Tim,
Yeah.
mystery persons. Mystery person. JJ says, so mystery person, can I guess what? I know what colour your hair is. Can you guess what colour my hair is? And Dennis says, a serious question, do you recommend an RTX 3070 for gaming, or is it worth going for an RTX 3080? I know, even mine's CPU intensive, because I was thinking of getting a new PC, even though I have a 2070 Super system that's a bit keen for playing new games on 1440p Ultra.
Yeah, well, if you want 1440p Ultra, I mean, it's hard to not recommend a 3080. Like, let's be honest.
Nick says, did you get your bench rig sorted, Tim?
Did I get?
Your bench rig sorted.
Yeah, Mick. Yeah, that was all sweet. Well, we had those weird blue screen issues, but they seem to be intermittent. Now, I think I'm gonna have to actually remove the graphics card to do this. Well, it's more, my thoughts on bolts. Bolts and cable ties. I try to minimise everything.
Dennis says blonde. Keep guessing.
No one tell him.
Right kind of hue, but keep going. Tim?
Yeah.
Drew says, have you had much to do with the new AMD GPU? How do you rate them against the equivalent RTX 30s?
Oh, they're great, man. Like, if you just want like raw rasterization performance, they're excellent, to be honest. In fact, they'll beat the NVIDIA equivalent at the same price if you're just after maximum, say, 1080p frames per second. So they're really good in that regard. Mick will also vouch for exactly what I'm saying here, and they even do excellent at 4K and 1440p. There's nothing wrong with that. If you want the absolute, if you're like, oh, I really want to make sure that I have the absolute best 4K performance, the absolute best ray tracing and all that kind of stuff, then yeah, that's the case for the NVIDIA cards. But if you don't really care about that sort of stuff, okay, here it is, the big boy. And I still have a piece of sticky
No!
on the back.
No! Why did I not notice that?
the sticky girl.
Maybe I just thought it was shiny. Dennis says redhead. Yes.
Yes.
Right.
You got it.
Well, very orange. It's not really red, it's more orange.
She's not a natural redhead.
No, I'm not. I dye it that colour.
See, look, the little things are still on there. You've been slack.
I don't know.
She's like legitimately distressed.
I am.
She always gets up me if I miss a bit of sticky on a build. She's like, you take that off. One day I'll get a complaint from someone.
Tim.
Yeah.
Justin says I think you need a case.
No, this case here is like, you can do whatever you want in this case. It's like a blank slate. Alright, let's chuck that card down. Yeah.
He says hi Tim and all in chat.
Hey, how you going? Good to have you with us, man.
Jesus, it's all another language for me. But for me, I'm very calm and knowledgeable. Love my gaming, but PC stuff goes over my head. Thanks for that coat, by the way.
Yeah, no worries, man. No worries at all.
That case is huge.
Yes. Yeah, so this is the Cougar Panzer EATX case. So it'll pretty much do whatever you want from a case. Whether you want to do custom water cooling, whether you want heaps of hard drives, really whatever you want, big graphics cards, plenty of cooling, whatever. You can do whatever you want. Okay, so we've got...
Tim?
Yep.
Nick says Chris needs to do QI on GPUs.
Sorry, what was that? Chris needs to do QI on the GPUs. Yeah, I don't know what that is either. At the risk of sounding silly.
Tim?
Yeah.
Dan says real pencil tank. Quality control. Tim.
Ah, yes. Alrighty, so... Yeah.
Justin says I like to watch. Excuse me. And Drew says, so another random question. Are you a store or are those boxes behind you from customers or your builds? Because that's an impressive collection back there.
Yeah, it's definitely not stock, man. If I would be defying my own like economic principles if I bought up like massive amounts of PC parts like this, because the prices in this industry fluctuate a lot and there'll be certain deals on things at certain times and then not at other times. So you can't, and everything goes down in price usually. Parts depreciate, new things come out. So you never want to get stuck holding too much stock in this industry. So other than things like RAM, SSDs, hard drives, and some cases and power supplies, yeah, all this expensive stuff, coolers, graphics cards, CPUs, motherboards, I don't stock up on that sort of stuff. But all these pretty boxes are just from like previous builds. It's not all the builds, it's just
we like to keep the nice
I just
ones.
keep boxes. I just figure it makes a good background for doing these live videos and stuff. It's simple, it's what I've got on hand. Ticks those boxes for me as well.
Tim, Bruce says, I like it. Looks cool.
Yeah. So far, everyone sort of likes it. They see what I've like, sort of trying to do with it, and yeah, like I said, everyone seems to like it. So we'll keep it going. Two. Where's number 3? Number 3 will be a current.
Tim.
Yeah.
Then it says back, change my profile pic to me. You had a picture of the lady.
Ah.
He says, so recommend a Corsair Force 65X case or 500D case?
Oh, I mean, they're very, very similar cases. I mean, let's be honest. Depends which one you like more. Do you like the look of the 4065, or do you prefer the 5000D? I mean, you can always configure it, you know, to work pretty good. Alright, let's get this wired back up. And see, I'll show you one of the reasons why I got this case, one of the reasons why I like it, because when you've got as many RGB devices like connected as what I do here, it gets very messy out the back.
Check that out.
I've just cut a couple of zip ties away and look at that. But the thing is, the back panel of this case is shaped like that. So when it goes on, it actually sits out away from the case. So even if you've got a heap of cable extensions and RGB and fans and water cooling and just everything out the back, and there's literally no room to even think about, you know, concealing the cables, you can actually just fit it all nice and tightly in nice, neat, tied up bundles of cables, which is really, really handy if you want to work on when you work in your own system. I don't like to spend a lot of time on my own system, like cable management wise. I make the front of it look nice, but yeah, I don't really care about the back too much. I just want it to be quick and easy for me to work on. I don't like having to cut down a heap of zip ties and stuff to make it work.
Tim,
Yep.
this actually says what we are upgrading.
What are we upgrading?
Mhm.
So all we're doing is adding some RGB cable extensions, but we're also reconfiguring our case a little bit to accommodate the new RGB extensions.
Dennis says, yeah, nice Tim. Drew says, what motherboard did you say you're running?
So this is the Aorus Z390 Ultra. So it's a pretty good motherboard. I can't fault it. Looks good. It's got all the features that you'd want to see on a board. Yeah, you can't see it because of the custom side mount bracket that has been attached. So what I've had to do is I had to actually cut out. I'll show you this. I actually had to cut out the back of the case. You can't really see it very well, but I actually had to cut out the actual slots that go along there to fit this side mount bracket in. That's the only way you can get it in this case, because this case doesn't natively support side mounted graphics cards. But that's something that I can fit to most cases. So if you've got a case that you like and you want the side mounted graphics card, I can install the bracket there, but it's like kind of a one-way ticket, because, well, not really, not completely, but you're going to have a big hole at the back of your case. There won't be any metal across there anymore. It'll all be dremeled off and cut out. Yep.
Are you using Commander Pro to organise your RGBs?
No. This is all set up through a couple of daisy chains. So there's the main Thermaltake daisy chain. Then there is the Aorus pump and cooler. These fans and that, they run through USB 2. And then I think it's just that rear RGB fan on its own in the second 5-volt port. And then the power supply is just independent. It's not addressable.
So it's an integrated Wi-Fi.
Yep, and integrated Wi-Fi. Yep, Wi-Fi 5 and Bluetooth 5. So no worries there.
Okay, this sounds awesome.
Ah, sweet. Alright, now's the hard part.
Tim.
How does that look? Nice and high? Yep.
Tim.
Yeah. Yeah.
Money. Oh, sorry, I'm trying to read their name and like try and get it right on YouTube. J Money Vert. I have a real quick question. I have a Lenovo PC desktop, and I'm trying to figure out how to enable XMP RAM. I need your help with enable XMP RAM on the desktop.
So that would depend if your motherboard supports XMP. You said it was a Lenovo?
Yes.
Yep. Yeah, well that will, like I said, that will completely depend on whether your motherboard is actually compatible with it. If you want to send me some information on Facebook of what you've got, I can look it up for you if you're unsure. Okay, getting thermal paste everywhere, but that's all right. So that's going to come from the bottom.
Tim.
Yeah.
And J Money Vert says sure thing.
All right, so that's going to go from the bottom. Where's my? There it is. Yeah. Real quick, yeah. Yep.
It says sure thing.
Yep, sweet.
Tim.
Yeah.
Tyler wants to know what's the specs.
Yeah, so the specs of this is we have this PC was built, just for record, this is built about 18 months ago. There's been some additions added to it over the time, but we've got an Intel i9 9900K. It's overclocked and all that, so basically it's got hyper-threading turned off. So actually it's kind of like an i7 9700K, I guess you could say, with the overclocking turned off. And the reason, sorry, not with the overclocking turned off, with the hyper-threading turned off, I should say. So the reason why I do that is I can get higher overclocks if I turn hyper-threading off. So cut it down from 8 cores 16 threads to 8 cores and 8 threads. So you get this nice, big, solid copper block. It's actually like a nice thick bit of copper on the bottom of these Aorus coolers. So they're really decently made. And with the addressable screen, it's pretty cool. Okay, so we are going to have to reorientate this. Oh, is that not going to fit? Are you serious? Well, that sucks. We're not far off fitting. Can we just raise it up?
Buddy, leave the tripod alone.
Yeah.
Dennis's thickness.
Yep.
It's good to know the info about the Intel chips.
Yeah, so if you've got an Intel chip and you want higher single core performance for gaming and whatnot, what you really want to do is turn off hyperthreading in the BIOS. I almost forgot to put thermal paste on my CPU. Alright, I'll wire this down because putting thermal paste on while it's sitting up is not ideal. Yeah.
I'm going to follow you on Facebook so you can help me out with it.
Yeah, no worries, man. Alright, so put some Arctic Silver on here.
Tim?
Yeah.
Dennis says, do you prefer Intel or AMD for gaming?
Oh, dude, AMD. At the moment, AMD dominate. If you want best performance for anything for a consumer chip, it's AMD right now. Ryzen 5000 series. It's kind of hard to recommend anything else at the moment. If that makes sense. Like, if I didn't recommend AMD, I would be like not objective at all, and I would just be some fanboy. And I'm not a fanboy.
No, Tim runs Intel in his, and I've got AMD in mine.
She's got AMD in hers. It's a case of which one's the best performance. That's really tight.
Why not both? Tim?
Yeah.
Justin says thoughts on Ryzen 9 3900X.
So it's not a bad chip. Oh no, this has come out from its mouth. Okay.
Tim.
Yeah.
Tim says, yeah, roger that, all good buddies.
No, we're definitely going to have to come up further.
What, with the...
Yeah, you hold that. It's still too tight. Alright, so this might require a bit of... Yeah, you can let go of that. Alright. Just moving these fans at the top across just a little bit, which will give me just a little bit more clearance for the graphics card.
Tim?
Yeah.
Tim says, saw your promo advert in the video, Tim. I like it, might get a quote for a 3080 extreme gigabyte card system utilizing processor. Let's see.
Definitely, man. Definitely. Yeah, well, the good thing is, like, 3080's back in stock. Hell yeah. And prices are under $3,000. Hell yeah. I'm going to have... No, still not enough. I'm going to have to pull out the Dremel.
Bum, bum, bum. Says one last one, hurry on. Nick says, gotta catch my beauty sleep, guys. So see you in the next one.
No worries,
See you,
man.
Nick. You know what you really need to do?
What?
You need to get yourself some safety goggles. So that
Yeah,
you
but I'm
can-
grinding down rubbery stuff.
Yeah, I guess.
Oh, I can smell it.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of smells nice, but I don't like it at the same time.
Because you know it's bad. Can you hold the cooler here, babe?
Oh, jeez.
Just hold it like... Yeah. Yeah.
Dennis's, Tim, do you have the AOR's artwork extension bracket like what M-Wave do underneath the graphics cards?
Oh man, I can get them if you want them, but you don't really see them. You're talking about the graphics card riser cables that are RGB?
No, it's a bracket. Can you show us a picture?
Oh, I know, those just those plastic things that you just clip on, like underneath the graphics card.
Oh, those things.
Those things, yeah. Yeah, we can put them on, man.
You should get ones with your own brand on. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, but
No.
we don't want to become a corporation.
Yeah, no. Fuck that. Work for one of them.
Yeah, if I wanted to work in a corporation,
We can't
I
say
wouldn't-
said corporation anymore because I might lose my job because of like things and stuff. So other people ruin it for the rest of us.
alrighty. It's one of those cables is a little bit tight, but can I get that up any higher than that? No, I don't think so. All right. Yeah.
Sounds like it's worth it. And this is, oh yeah, no. In Taurus's, you get 3070 available?
Yeah, I can get everything except 3060 Ti. Well, I think I get one SKU of 3060 Ti.
How much for 3070s per?
Oh, I just want a card.
Tim doesn't really do
I
cards.
don't really just sort of do parts.
'Cause if he's gonna do parts, he's gonna want to make some money on it.
Yeah.
So you don't want to do that. Dennis is not a corporation type. No. Tim
No.
used to work for corporations, and
I spent my
he said,
life working
"Fuck
for
that."
corporations. Yeah. Yeah, no, I've spent my life working for corporations and running those corporations. And, yeah. Ha! Still need this blue cable extension. Yep.
Tyler says, oh, okay then, mate, I'll have a look around then. Have a look at Umart. They've got some good prices at the moment.
Yeah, go to umart.com.au, get one shipped over from them.
You shouldn't pay too much in shipping from them.
No. You're over in, you said Perth, so I'm assuming, are you one of PLE's victims with a pre-order? Been waiting for like 6 months for your graphics card?
Tim.
Yep.
And Dennis says, yeah, understandable, me too, corporate security.
Yeah.
It's a nightmare.
Yep.
I feel sorry for the security guards at my centre. Just,
Okay.
I see some stuff.
Yep.
Dennis says, I heard about PLE orders.
Yeah, man. Oh. Don't get me started, eh? Like, if you want to know my thoughts, message me privately. I'll tell you what I think about that.
This is I like the military.
Yep.
Yay!
Yeah, there you go.
My family's very military, well, Navy.
Navy. Yep, you're a Navy family, that's for sure. Okay, so we've got that cooler in place. Like it's a little bit, you know, tight on that cable, but like I said, you know, it's gonna be okay. It's not like there's still a bit of movement in the cable. I mean, ideally I don't like that angle quite that tight, but if it's gonna fail, it'll fail down the bottom there. So I'm not too concerned about it failing down the bottom there. Let's get this block tied down again. One thing I like about this cooler is it's got these bolts, and they'll only tighten a certain amount. So no need to count your rotations or pull out the torque wrench or anything like that. You just tighten them down until it doesn't screw anymore. Alright, so what have we got here? We've got a fan. A fan.
Heard you a fan.
Oh, hang on. No. Wrong order, Tim. Wrong order. Graphics card. Need to put this back. That slots into our riser just like that. And so one of the advantages with a side-mounted graphics card is it changes the way the weight gets distributed. So graphics card sag isn't as big a problem with a side-mounted card. This is actually really fun what I'm doing now. It's like the hardest part of this kit is actually screwing in the graphics card. Got one bolt. And the second one's the bastard. Oh, look at that. First try, no light. Love it. Alrighty, so now we just got this fan. Let's make sure these cables are concealed. I'm going to tie it down.
Tim,
Yep.
Dennis says, is the graphics card sagging a major problem?
It can be with
After a
these
while.
with these new ones. With these new ones, man, they're really
Yeah,
really
they are
heavy.
really quite.
They are
heavy.
very very chunky and like it's
I
not
worked
just
in a
like the
deli and they weighed like, you know, between 1 and 2 kilos depending on what company you're buying it from.
yeah
Yeah.
and what model it is and
Yeah.
all that.
So,
Yeah.
that says, oh wow, ouch.
Yeah, like it used to be a case of like we've had heavy graphics cards and chunky graphics cards for a while, right? But it for a long time it's always been like those top models, you know. Now we're sort of seeing, I mean, as big as this 3080 is, the 3060, while it doesn't weigh as much because the cooler's a bit smaller on it, the footprint of the card is exactly the same. So you have a big chunky card even at the mid-range with a 3060. Yeah. It's the era of big graphics cards.
It's almost as long as my forearm.
Mm-hmm.
Dennis says it's good getting a bracket to hold it then.
Yeah, if you can. I mean, side mounting it. Because what happens,
Sometimes.
see what happens is when we talk about graphics card sag, right? It's not the actual card itself that bends. That can bend over long periods of time. But it's actually just that bit of metal at the end of it, that bracket that's got the screws in it, that's the bit that bends. So you can take a sagging graphics card, and this is like, I mean, I bet PC places around the place, dodgy ones, would rip people off for this. They'll be like, yep, I'll fix your sagging graphics card. And all they do is just get the card and just bend it up. Oh, yep, counterbalance it so it's bent up a little bit more, and then the weight pulls it down, then it's nice and even. Yep, fixed it, mate. No worries. $120, you know? Like, because it's only that bit of metal at the back there that bends. Like I said, your card will bend from years of use in hot conditions and, you know, that's normal as well. But,
Dennis says massively
yeah.
understandable.
Play around with these AIO cables, get them just right. Because now we have the main thing to address. I mean, shit, I had other things that were pretty main to address. But this was the main problem, the main challenge in my mind before I started this. So, okay. Where's that other one? Did you have it?
Yes. Here it is. Like, fuck, where did you put it?
Yeah, so I think what we want to do long term is plug in like this and have them loop around like that. But tonight we've just got 3, so we'll just run them like this.
Tim,
Yeah.
Drew says, is it better to run the GPU the way you got it?
No, I mean in most cases, in most PC cases, it's probably going to make it run worse because there won't be much clearance between the graphics card where it gets side mounted and the panel. So you really want about 15 millimeters gap at a minimum between those fans and the side of the glass. If you want to run it in an open case, like what I do here most of the time, I just run mine as an open case. It's a little bit dustier, but it's nice and easy when you need to work on something and need to put something somewhere or whatever. Yeah.
Dennis's, hey Tim, I don't really want to spend crazy money for a GPU, but I'm trying to decide between 3060 or 2080 with refurbished. What's your thoughts on refurbished?
I mean, you take your chances, right? Refurbished is like they don't really do anything. They just sort of clean up the card, make sure it's running, do a quick little stress test on it, and here you go. Here's a refurbished card. Refurbished is one of those like what do you call it? What's the word for them? See, now if I worked at a corporation, I'd have the right word drummed into my head.
Dennis says, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. Alright, there's number 2. Now, number 3. I should have plugged these in when I had the card out of the case. That would have been way easier. So if you want to like copy my build, I don't care. I'm not one of those people who like gets butthurt about things like that. Yeah. Plug these in when the card's out of the case. There we go. Alright, so we'll have to grind down these XPG things here, mainly on the middle one and on these 2 edges here, because I want these cables to be nice and even. So bring back our trusty Dremel. fix that. No worries, Dennis, mate. You have a good one. Sorry it's noisy.
Hey, Dennis. What were you doing there?
Grinding these down
Oh, I see.
so they fit a bit better. I may need to grind them down more. But I don't want to do any more of it live because it's noisy and it's messy.
There's crap all over the desk now.
Yeah, I know. But it can get a bit messy when we build like PCs like this. We've got to make it work. Okay, so I've got these RGB cables here for our extensions.
So,
Yeah,
Germany versus. Do you have DDR3 RAM that I could probably keep for free my old Lenovo PC because I really can't afford any DDR3 RAM. That is probably.
I've got some
I would be very happy. I appreciate it.
I mean, I've got DDR. I've got secondhand DDR3 if you need some. That's nowhere near the same price. Just let me know what you need.
It says in these two.
But like how what?
4 gigabyte RAM.
Yeah, I think I've got a couple of 4s there. Okay, so okay. So I've just fed some power cables through. Getting these cables right here is probably going to be the hardest part, but at least I don't have to worry about it for long because I'm going to get some others. Okay. I grinded that cable a little bit with the Dremel. I clipped it. Okay, so we'll run these RGB cables. Oh, geez, we're going to have some cables to tidy up. Boy, do we have some cables to tidy up. Holy crap. Okay. So let's start by daisy chaining this up. So I forgot I even had that. I've got a 5-volt RGB controller and I just bent those pins. That's okay. We can fix that by bending them back the other way. There we go, that's definitely in. What's happened here? Yeah.
Drew's so fun and relaxing to watch. I appreciate not doing this stuff myself.
No worries. Well, it's not perfect. I'm I'm not, wouldn't say I'm 100% signing off on this. It's a bit dusty.
Maybe we should get blow out.
Yeah, I'll take these off again and I'll grind them down properly and they'll fit a lot nicer. I just tried to do that quickly. Alright. So the best way to find out whether all of our RGB and stuff is connected right after all that. Actually, I know there's definitely some stuff that we didn't reconnect. Okay. I love getting to turn on a computer and not have to install Windows. That's always fun. Seals all of that just nicely. Just don't like how it's not sitting even. Right. I'm just going to have to deal with that.
Tim?
Yeah.
Jamie says, can I send you my address privately on Facebook?
Yep. Yeah, send me your address on Facebook. Send me a message privately.
And it says, so what's the difference between 32-bit and 64-bit?
Oh, 32-bit is the old sort of architecture that we used to use. What's the best way to explain this without getting really technical? So main difference is about how much information and how high a number. Alright, so looks like all of our RGBs lit up, but not seeing anything on our cooler. We've got the screen display. And we've got our lights. Look at that. I love it when it all just works. That looks sick.
Yeah, it does.
That looks sick. That's what I wanted. That's what I wanted.
You need to definitely trim the level down a bit more.
Yeah, for sure. No, but I like that even just with the 3. What do you reckon? I reckon that looks like a sea of lava. powered, like the power cables are so, got so much juice flowing through them that they're red hot.
Tim.
Yeah.
Teresa's father's right.
So-
Tim.
So we'll obviously make it so it looks like that, right? It's going to be, they'll be pushed together and stuff. That should be pretty cool, but the observant of you might notice that the cooler's actually upside down. So I actually need to change that. So I'll share my screen with you. You can see my personal computer. Don't normally share my personal computer. So we do this with Aorus Engine, if I remember correctly. Alright, so now it's going to do its change of orientation. Yeah, I know Windows 11's coming. Yeah.
Tim,
Yeah.
that cooler, you can customize like the 73
Yeah, absolutely. So it can show you can have it display like CPU information, temperatures. What I normally do is, do you want to zoom in on the PC, babe? Oh, what am I doing?
No. Stop pulling it away.
Okay. Yeah, so we've got all these different modes there, so we can go. We can do stuff like this. Is that showing up on the screen? That's showing up?
Yeah.
Or I can do this one. My own logo.
Can't see that. There you go. You can see that.
Yeah.
Juices. You could do pictures. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you can upload your own pictures, and I'm pretty sure you can upload GIFs. Yeah, so that's pretty much that. What can we do? Oh, let's. No. Oh,
So.
you pulled the power cable down over the alt cable.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I was like clicking on my applications folder and nothing was coming up. And I was like, the fuck?
Why is this not working?
Yep. What do I want? I want to go into XTU.
That's so cool.
Good idea with the cable over the power cable for the motherboard, do you reckon?
Yeah, I like that.
Do you like that? Even though the hose is a little bit tight, I really dig that coming down like that.
Tim,
Yeah.
the juices, that's awesome. So I should look at that instead of said 73 quality.
They're both really good quality coolers, man. So pick which one you like the most, really. Because unless you're like, trying to break some overclocking world record or something like that, then it's probably not going to make any tangible difference to you. Like that's why I say to people, I'm like, whether something's 1 degree or 2 degrees hotter or colder doesn't really make any difference to the average user.
Do a quick bench or something.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it.
Faster!
Oh, we're running. What's opened up in the background? What's distorting that?
Tim.
Yeah.
Juices. I just want it for changing pictures to suit my game room. Small things I know.
Yeah.
You still need to change the orientation of the display of the block too.
Oh, did that not go through? I thought I did that. I know I did that. That was the first thing I did. Yeah, I know. I can see it. Oh, no way.
What?
I think I have to upload my image again because the orientation of it gets saved.
No.
So if I go back to
No,
enthusiast mode,
no,
yeah, see
piss off.
it's the right way around.
That's annoying.
So I'll have to upload that. Alright, so it should, with its overclock settings, it should actually have no problems getting 620 or so on that test. So I'll just get rid of some of these applications that are just running in the background. All this crap. Oh, hang on. Oh, I haven't even, looked at the temps on this. I've just assumed that I've done it alright. Yeah, it's sweet. Still sitting a little bit below where it normally sits. That's all sweet. Anyway, look, I'll show you where that sits. So that's 5.4 gigahertz all cores. But normally we can actually match the Ryzen 5600X at 622. There's just obviously crap going on in the background of my computer right now, and I'm just not getting that last little 5% there. But as you can see, the overclock settings there on the i9 9900K puts it well above its successor, the 10900K, and that's where a stock 9900K sits. So give or take 10% extra performance there. Multi-thread, so It's a bit of an unfair comparison here because we've got the i9 running 8 cores, 8 threads, the same as the i7 9700K, but getting a much better result there. Just that's the overclock, the 5.4 gigahertz overclock, making a big difference there in that result. Alright. I won't do Cinebench. Let's do what we normally do. Yep. Yeah, I know. Sorry about that. So as you can see there, the CPU jumps between 5.4 and 4.9. That's basically how the overclock settings are applied. And so 5.4 with these settings, it's relatively stable. I don't want to say, oh, it's completely stable, because then it will crash, just to prove me wrong. Yeah.
I have a CPU Intel Core 2 Duo Lenovo.
Oh man, the GT 710 is not a gaming graphics card. It's a display output card, unfortunately. If you put a different graphics card in there, it would make all the difference in the world. You get more performance out of it. But Core 2 Duo is a pretty old CPU. It struggles. What's that? Is it a laptop? I thought it was a desktop. A Lenovo desktop. You can get Lenovo desktops.
No, it is desktop. Sorry, my bad.
Yeah. The only issue with upgrading your power supply is upgrading graphics card is the power supply. So if you haven't seen this benchmark before, this number here is the frames per second, and these give us some information about how our CPU, graphics card, and memory and VRAM is running. So no issues here with temperatures. It's not even fully utilizing the graphics card. It's dropping like down to like 80%. It doesn't even need to try. Look. It's not even trying. It's got like 400 frames a second. It's like, yeah, not even doing anything. 50% utilization.
Tim,
Yeah.
hopefully this is running smoothly.
Yep. All right. Let's do Valley. I'll show you Valley. Ultra 8x anti-aliasing. And so yeah, if you're looking at buying a 3080, that's what we're running here tonight. This is the ROG Strix 3080. So you can see compared to other builds, it certainly smashes out the frames. You can see it's not even really being fully utilized by these benchmarks. The clock speed on the graphics card looks a bit low. Alright. What else we do? Do Alrighty, nearly done. Yeah, so if you want like 100 plus frames a second at 4K, you really need to get yourself a 3080. Alrighty, oh, here's another one that I don't normally run. I'll show you this one. If nothing, it's a cool animation. Oh, are you serious? So this is bright memory ray tracing. This is one that's testing the ray tracing capabilities. So this is one for your RTX and Radeon 6000 cards. There we go. It's really about all I've got to show you. I mean, we could do 3D Mark, but it's getting pretty late. So, yeah, I think I might actually leave it there. So, if anyone has any final questions, now's the time to hit me up. Yep.
So if I wanted to get one 710 video card, I might as well plug or no. Instead, can we switch those to RGB 4 GB RAM rather, and see if I can start off with a better performance video card if that's okay with permission. We have 8 GB RAM and Lenovo. I just want to make sure it's alright with you.
Yeah. Yeah, well, send me the details on Facebook, man, and we'll go from there. Alrighty, well, I'm going to leave it there, everyone. So, I hope you enjoyed tonight's little video just of me upgrading my own PC. I'll post some photos when I fix these cables up here and get them all nice and neat. But all in all, I think the result's pretty good. I'm pretty happy with the way it looks, especially on that fire orange colour that it's on. Looks like glowing rivers of lava powering my computer. No worries. Well, anyway, thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you all in the next video.